Man United begin the 24. No, not the 24. No. Man United begin the 25-26 season at home to Arsenal. Yeah, that is the first game of the Premier League season. It's a new season. Forget 15th. The last time I checked, the beginning of the season, everybody's on 0. That's how it works, yeah? The past is the past, the future is the future, and the present is the present. And last time I checked, even when we were 15th, 16th, 17th, we should have beat Arsenal like 3-1. The last time we played Arsenal at the Old Trafford, when we were awful, without the new players, we should have won. And we also knocked them out the FA Cup as well, away at the Emirates. So you know what? Victor Gyökeres could be playing for you against us. Don't care, mate. Don't care, mate. We'll have a new striker by then. Let's be having you, Arsenal. Let's be having you. Make sure you don't finish second 3 times in a row, mate. Let's be having you. Don't care, mate. Fixtures are out. Let's have it. No, we didn't lose, Josh. We didn't lose. We drew that day, actually. We drew.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly.
You know?
They had to come from behind, didn't they?
Get my headphones on. Had enough of this shit.
Can I
Not even sorry, swore too early. Nah, Arsenal. Nah. New season, mate. New season, new players, new feeling, new vibe. Nah. Yeah, you do that, Josh. You do that. Do that.
Well, it will.
Yeah.
It'll be going out later. It'll be going out later. Care. You know, it'll be going out later on socials. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, and so did you, Josh. What did you win in life? What did you win in life last year?
No, nothing.
A lot of similarities between the two teams. We both had no trophies last year. So, what did you win, mate? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
As per usual. There's always next season. And that's what we're talking about again, isn't it, Flex? Always next season. That's what we're talking about. Next season. The fixtures release for next season. Oh, and I tell you what. I mean, we'll get into the sort of rational, serious side of it in a second, going, bloody hell, those first 5 games. But just imagine that opening day of the fixture, that opening match of the season for us. If we beat Arsenal,
it'll be brilliant. Especially if it's Cunha and Mbeumo. They'll be like, CNA got Cunha. Look. Wait, mate. That game, even though it's the first game of the season, so nobody should be going too far left or right, but we're football fans, we will.
Yeah.
That will be Arteta out if we beat them. Yeah, this is why we should have got rid of him in this. That's why we should have got rid of him this summer. Or Amorim out. If we get licks, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. They've come here with Sesko, with bloody all their new signings, mashed us up. And all of a sudden, you should have got Amorim out in the summer. Berrada, look who we got. Onana, see, we kept him and look, see. So,
or whoever Gyökeres is playing for, he scores the winner that day. Whoever he's playing for that day could be Arsenal, could be Man United. You know what I mean? That's what it's going to be that day.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
The stories, the drama. That's what the Premier League brings you. That's what we bring you at United View on the Transfer View. Good morning, folks. Yes, over 500 people watching, close to 100 likes. Click the like button if you haven't already. Be sure to subscribe. By the time Arsenal rolls around at Old Trafford, you want to be on 200k and be like, hey, you pricks. Yeah, we beat you. That's what it wants to be.
Oh, and it's the first 4 minutes.
No, you swore first. So it's if I say it behind the mask, you pricks. They didn't say it. They didn't see me. They didn't see me say it.
The algorithm won't pick it up.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yes. I'm excited. Yes. I'm feeling it this morning. Come on.
Absolutely. And before, can you just pause that there, Owen, in the sidebar? And also, we'll go back one, should I say? To let you guys know we are coming to Tour. But Tour is sponsored by, powered by, brought to you by Oxford Natural, by Gowan Life. They are sponsoring the whole US Tour. We can't wait to be there. We're going to be in, and I say US Tour, including all the other preseason games when there's one in Sweden that will be sponsored by Gowan Life as well. And of course, the game against Fiorentina for David De Gea's testimonial, the return at Old Trafford. But the whole of preseason is brought to you by Oxford Natural and Gowan Life. You guys have seen the great work that we've been doing with them and the Optimum supplement. We're back there for longevity and health, man. Shout out Dr. Andre and co at the clinic. You guys have seen the video, me and KG up there at the clinic. So make sure you guys check out the journey throughout the summer. We'll be bringing you exclusive videos with how the journey is going as well as obviously they're going to be sponsoring the tour too. So big up to Oxford Natural and Gowan Life, and keep it locked because Tour It's going to be good. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big one. Yeah. Exactly. But Owen, yes, we have got a lot to talk about. Omar Berrada speaks out. Marcel is the oracle. He said, guys, I need to hear from him. We all laughed. Next day, Omar Berrada speaks. So we've got to talk about that. The Sancho exit latest as well. And of course, we'll get into the Premier League fixtures in more detail because the first 9 games, there's a lot going on.
Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the Premier League fixtures? Just get them out the way.
Yeah, let's start with that.
They're going to be coming through the door, and they're going to be saying, oh, we're playing Arsenal. This is what's happening. So I think we should probably start with the Premier League fixtures. Okay, right. So let's talk about the Premier League fixtures. As Flex is going to get suddenly smaller. You can see we start the Premier League season in August with a game at home, Old Trafford, the backdrop there for Manchester United versus Arsenal.
Why?
That's a super Sunday.
I am up for it, but
that's a super. That's a heck of a super Sunday. That, my goodness me, that's a super Sunday. Then we have a game we actually did win last season. Fulham away. It was a Licha Martinez deflected shot. We won that one. We opened last season against Fulham at Old Trafford. That's going to be our second game. Third game, newly promoted Burnley at Old Trafford. Looking at some of the fixtures we've got coming up after that, needs to be a win. Needs to be 3 points.
We're doing it again, Owen. We're doing it again.
Needs to be 3. And then to round out the opening, should we say 5 fixtures, we've got the Manchester Derby at the Etihad. Manchester City versus Manchester United. Ryan Cherky said he wants to kill.
Yeah,
he wants to kill Manchester United.
So, yeah.
And then after that, we go to face Chelsea at Old Trafford with Enzo Maresca. Maybe Chelsea might be world champions. You never know. But in terms of our opening 5 games, 3 out of the 5 include Arsenal, City, and Chelsea.
Knew it. We were saying, and then even that, Brentford away afterwards. Hopefully we've gotten Bumo by then. But, pressure going back there. Man, if I'm honest, I said this when AGT on the show, DR was like, who do you want then? I've learnt my lesson, man, because we just know how important these first 10 games are. And now we've seen we've seen what the fixtures are. Let's not get it twisted. I know it's based off of last year and we're trying not to do that, but there's enough there for it to go really wrong. There is. There's enough there. There's enough difficult games that if you're on the wrong end of it too many times in them 9 games there that we can see on the screen, you're in trouble. You're in trouble immediately, Arsenal, if you take licks against Arsenal and lose, which, listen, we've been doing all right against Arsenal, really weirdly, especially at Old Trafford. I know they won the time before that, but it was only 1-0. We did all right. Last year, we felt we should have won. So we always give Arsenal a game at home. First game of the season. I actually think we'll be up for that. I don't think Arsenal will come give us licks. But I'm just saying, if it goes catastrophically wrong, the pressure just ramps up straight away. Same against Fulham away, difficult. Burnley at home, you're thinking you should be getting 3 points there. And then into September, that could be potentially 3 L's. Could be, mate. You know what I mean?
I said this recently, yeah. Well, we said it towards the end of last season, even before the Europa League stuff, but particularly factoring in the Europa League final. He said that the pre-season fixtures, Fleck, they're going to be judged like they're not usually judged, and usually I'm a pushback of that. Usually I'll go, it doesn't matter. Results pre-season don't matter. And even performances to an extent are it's about getting fitness, blah, blah, blah. Because we were so bad last season, because we were so rubbish and people are so desperate and expecting improvement. If in pre-season, some of those results or performances are bad, people are going to get twitchy. We're getting twitchy now, a few days into the transfer window, and we've already signed a player. That shows the level of twitchiness that we're at, let alone with those opening 5 games. To be honest, even the opening game of the season. And that is one where we have seen teams, not to say we aren't going to win the league, Fleck, but teams have lost the opening game of the season and gone on to have a very successful season. So really, you could say that opening match of the season, this isn't already to be playing down expectations for it, but that doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily a total precursor for the entire season, is it, right? I remember when last time we won the title, for instance, we lost the opening game against Everton. I remember that game, right? In addition to that, last season, we won our opening game. We had the worst season ever. Right? So it's not to say that, the opening game of the season is a tell-all sign, But I suppose from a United perspective, we knew probably like 3 games into last season we were screwed, really, didn't we?
Yeah,
That
I think
performance
that's the
against
key.
Fulham, Brighton, with what happened late on, and then we got absolutely played off the park by Liverpool, and it was like,
yeah, it's going to be a long season. And look, if you're, and that's the thing, that's the difference. If you're a decent team or you're improving enough, Chelsea under Maresca last year, they lost their first game against City, didn't they, at home?
Yeah,
like 2-0. But in the 2-0 loss, you went, you know what,
okay.
they did all right, man. We could have scored, but then the next you get back to winning instantly, you start picking up points. The danger with us is, of course, with what's been happening, is that we go on slumps. We get stuck. You get stuck. It's not when a bad result happens, we haven't got enough, credit in the bank, as they say, money in the bank, to be like, nah, it's okay, man. The next batch of fixtures, we'll stabilize, pick up some points now. We'll start our season next week. That was a tough one against Arsenal at home. Or, you know what? It's always tough against City away. Chelsea at home, and next week, we'll put that right. Then Brentford, that's 6 points. We'll be all right now. We'll get going again. If it was just in isolation against the top 6 teams that are just definitely better than us, you don't win. You go, okay, well, listen, it's tough. We're coming from 15th trying to build. Them teams are way better than us. It happens. Just make sure you beat all the other teams. We don't really have that. But at the same time, you know what? At the same time, both things can be true. I understand how serious it is in the first 9 to 10 games if we don't get off to a good start. But equally, new season, we don't know who we've bought yet. It's so early to start getting too scared. And it is a new season. Everyone's on 0. We have to just wait and see. Man. But I don't know.
And
that already. What is easy? What even is easy on paper?
We don't know anymore.
I mean, what is that?
We don't know anymore. But I think the thing is, just because of how bad last season was, and because of the statistics that were there of like however many wins was it for Amorim since he is in the Premier League? Was it like 6 wins or something like that? He will need for himself. He's not going to be afforded the thing of, if we go through August and we haven't won a game or something like that, he'll know that he's not going to be afforded that, because the pressure's already on. And we'll get to this with Berrada of what he's saying, because there's been that element of time, which Berrada yesterday was talking about as a positive, because we've gone through the difficult part and we know we've formulated the plan, etc., etc. That time that maybe he would have been afforded if he came in at the start of the season, this season, and you lost your first 3 games, you go, teething issues, it'll work its way out. That's not there now. So there is this expectation of, it's got to get going. All right, Arsenal first game, that's tough, but Fulham and Burnley, got to be looking at like trying to get 6 points. You got to be, because you can't have that what we had already last season, whereby it gets to, let's say, the end of October and there's already quite a lot of gaps between us and the top 6, and you go, yeah, but we'll go on a run. And then the run never happens. You've got to start somewhere, haven't you? You've got to start somewhere, and you're going to have to get results. But just out of curiosity, Flex, for UV clips, I suppose. Right now, if I said today you have to predict opening 5 games, how many points you're going for?
I think we beat Arsenal first game of the season. Crowd up for it. Put last season behind us.
I can
feel that. I think we beat Arsenal 3. I think the confidence of beating Arsenal, then going Fulham. By law of averages, we'll drop points in at least one of them. 3, 6. I'm gonna go 7, but I don't know I don't know who it will be against. The draw could be against Arsenal and then win the next 2, or we could beat Arsenal, draw at Fulham, then beat Burnley is probably more likely. I'm gonna go 7.
7 in the first 5.
Oh, first 5. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant just the first 3. Right, okay.
The first 5.
So 7 out of them. City, mate.
You won there last season, Fleck.
Yeah, I think it's a bit different this time.
There's a different City. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
I'm not feeling that one. I'm going to say we lose that.
Maybe the pep mojo's gone.
Nah, it's not. So 7, still 7. Chelsea, what did we do there?
Chelsea, we drew against them at Old Trafford last year. Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Under Ruud. Chelsea, fuck it. We'll have it. 9. That's 9. Brentford away in Booms.
That's not 5.
No.
That's 6.
No, I got 6 from the first 2. Sorry, I got. What did I say? I said 7 from the first 3. 7.
Yeah, but there's
So
first
10.
5 games.
So
Brentford's
10.
not in the first 5.
Oh, Brentford's not there. Right. So 10.
10. You're going with 10. 3 wins and a draw. I'm going to go with... I was also thinking about 10. I was thinking...
We'll definitely lose one of those first 5.
Again, I would hope... You would hope... Looking at it on paper, you go, well, you've got to beat Fulham and Burnley. You're just going to have to.
You have to. You have to.
You're going to have to. So that's 6.
Is there one big result in there against one of the top 6?
Maybe
we need
9.
one. I think we need one for morale.
Yeah,
I think we need to beat one of them because they're 2 of them are at home, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 9 or a 10. 9 or a 10. We'll need. Well, there'll be if we got in that first 5 games and we didn't lose a game, I'd be like, bloody hell. Even if there were 5 draws,
I was going to say, even if there were 5 draws. Nah,
I gives a shit. Yeah, I'd be like, wow. That would probably imply that maybe we didn't sort out the striker situation.
Maybe
there were draws and we couldn't really do that. But that's what I'm going to go with. And as far as some other sort of major fixtures to look out for the rest, when's the first time we play Liverpool on that list? Well, we play Leeds in January, Saturday, the 3rd of January, away, Ellen Road. In that January, look at that as well. We've got City and Arsenal again, all in January. Bloody hell.
Always play Arsenal in January as well.
In and around
December.
That time.
Yeah.
When do we play? We got Liverpool in May, and then where's the home one against Liverpool?
That's the home one there in May.
The away one. Is it on there? Oh, there it is. October.
There it is.
October. And then last game of the season, we've got Brighton away.
Didn't we finish up Brighton away a couple of years ago? Got licked.
I
think we did.
No, we played Brighton away. We won against Brighton away on the last.
That was the last time we did it. Yeah. I mean, listen. The fixtures are the fixtures, mate. We've got to play 38 games. Let's be real. So it hasn't changed. It's a tough start, but I just think no matter what it is, it's a tough start. The Premier League is the Premier League. There wasn't even anything. If you even asked me to compile a list of the first 5 games to say I want this because it's easy, I'd struggle to do that. I'd probably just start with the 3. I'd say give me 3 home games in a row against the newly promoted teams. I'd start with that. And then after that, it's anyone's game. Going to any of them promoted teams early doors, shook because we're just not good, And then all the rest of the Premier League, is on us. So,
and sometimes these fixtures will be moved around for various reasons as well. So, a lot of we will play it on Saturday a lot this season because, of course, we're not in any form of European competition. Just because, obviously, all the European teams, which there are.
Oh, look, February. There's midweek, definitely. Though.
Yeah,
that must be FA Cup week then.
Yes. Well, and obviously, like I said, there'll be some that get moved for various reasons and what have you. So we shall see. We shall see what happens. But Flex, regardless of that, and also we got close to 1,400 people watching, 257 likes, halfway to 500. If you haven't already clicked the like button, Ruben Amorim though, Flex is getting backed by one of the most important.
And before you do that, let's just get the super chats out because there's about 8 or so there that we haven't read out yet. Tab says Arsenal first game, bring it on. We got this. Up the effing Reds. Shout out Tabrez. Tabrez also says just shows how much TV views we generate that the Premier League had to ensure United were headlining the opening day despite finishing 15th. We are massive. There you go. Well, no, it's not the opening day, is it? I think we're going to be on Sunday. Is that when the whole league starts? Don't it start on like Friday and
no, we'll be
Saturday?
We'll be on Sunday. Yeah, we'll be Sunday.
But it will start from Saturday, innit? And Friday, potentially.
Probably Friday.
Maybe Liverpool might be on Friday night.
Starts on the Friday, yeah.
Haven't checked socials to see what other teams are doing. Just look at our licks. Aminor says, I'm looking for 3 wins out of the first 5. I like that. And Kristen says, having City and Chelsea this early could work in our favour. Them having no rest after the Club World Cup and an international break. True. Or it could work that they're just in their groove and they're just on it. I was reading something that says that Pep Guardiola and Man City are treating this like this is a continuation of their season. There's no Club World Cup. What?
No, the opening game's on the Friday. It's Liverpool versus Bournemouth.
That's what I was going to say. It's always, it's champions, isn't it? Nice, easy game. Bournemouth with no players anymore, dismantled.
Yeah.
Shout out Shane. He says the club better sell and get players in for pre-season. I'm worried the board will drag out transfers to the last minute. And M Sart, he says no proven striker and no goalkeeper. I feel sorry for Amorim. The squad is weak. Tabrez says them bastards put us versus Liverpool in May to give them a potential guard of honor, or so that they can win the title at Old Trafford. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. League will be wrapped up by them. League will be wrapped up by them, by whoever it is. You know, I hope. I hope, because yeah, guard of honor at Anfield, mate. Not great, is it? Red Baron. Oh, AGT's gonna be all over that. Red Baron. I can see it now. I really think about that. Red Baron says City should be relegated. The audacity of signing everyone under the sun this season is just a finger up to the league and other teams. It should be relegated. But yes, Owen, Omar Berrada speaks out as Marcel requested.
Yes, like you said, he is an oracle, because he said, I want to hear from Omar Berrada. And we heard from the Manchester United CEO in an interview with Andy Mitten from United We Stand. It was also in The Athletic. Now, he spoke about backing Ruben Amorim. He says, so by the time we got to now, that being June, we've had all the discussions about what does the squad need, the 2 to 3 year plan to get to a squad that's capable of winning the Premier League. We have a very clear roadmap of how we're going to get there. Had Ruben started on July 1st, 2025, we wouldn't have been able to have all that knowledge, right? And that's what I feel the 7 or 8 months that he's had. He suffered in the Premier League and the team has suffered. That's why I feel it's really going to help us in the future. So he's saying the suffering is actually a good thing, Flex.
You'd like to think.
We're going to plan. Yeah. We're going to plan. Now, for the signings that we have made, that being Matheus Cunha, he spoke about him. He says he's a player that I think the fans are going to love. We can talk about his technical abilities, and he can play in 3 different positions. He's a playmaking, attacking midfielder. He can score goals. He can make assists. I think he's going to lift people off their seats. He's got a bit of swagger about him that people are going to really like. Dare I say, Cantona-esque.
I mean, chill, man.
There,
Chill. Just don't have to add that last bit. Even saying dare, I say no. Don't dare. Don't dare. No one's asking you to dare. Just don't.
No one's asking you to dare.
You said enough. He's playmaker. He gets assists. That's fine. It's lovely. Fans are gonna love him. Don't need to say the C word in terms of King Eric.
Yeah, in terms of King's in football terms, obviously.
In football terms.
In football terms, yes. When it comes to signings, of course, people get a bit twitchy. We're not signing players quick enough. Omar has said, we're going to do our best to do more signings quickly. Sometimes when you're not quick, it's because you're negotiating and you're trying to make sure you get the right value for money. So being efficient or quick isn't necessarily the best thing for the club. So that's coming from the CEO. So just because we're not doing things quickly doesn't mean that we're not negotiating. We're trying to get the best value for money, and we're not trying to rush into things or anything like that. And as far as the Project 150, which aims to win the title by 2028, he said, quote, we just finished 15th and it seems impossible. But why not aim for that? I firmly believe we can achieve it. We have 2 or 3 summer transfer windows to build a team that is starting to be competitive to win the Premier League. So he says, it seems impossible, Flex, but why not aim for it?
The thing is that, listen, it depends on whether you're a pessimist or an optimist. Or a realist, right? You can always, there's ways of framing when somebody puts their head above the parapet and says, we're aiming for this. You might say it's impossible, but that's generally what we believe. And then, you know, if you're optimistic, you don't just stay down in the dumps. How do you change your mentality? You write on your wall every day, I'm a winner. I will do this. That, you know, that's how you change your mentality.
Do your affirmations.
Your positive affirmations, yeah? You tell yourself, I am great, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am resilient, I will win the Premier League in 2028.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And really, you see stuff like that all the time from, you know, some people who play individual sports like tennis and boxing and whatever, you know, Formula One, maybe I always said I'd win this. Even when I was not even making pole position or I wasn't getting any good stuff, whatever. I wasn't even top 10. I told myself I'll win a Grand Slam. You need it, right? But at the same time, you know, us as fans, if you say too much too early, you can just envisage the memes, innit? 27, 28 season comes to a close in May 2028. We ain't won it. We've finished 10th. And it goes, this guy said, you know, back in 2025, this is what they said. We now are languished in 11th, 10th in the Premier League. Get them all out. More riots, more protests. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, I like the communication because I think it's something we haven't had. It's just a balance. We've always said, where's the clarity? Who's saying what? What's going on? What's the method to the madness? But if you say too much, you heap pressure on yourself. But at the end of the day, the club's about pressure. So I know it's a bit of a fence answer, typical, but I'm somewhere in the middle with this. There has to be some level of anticipation, some level of commitment to strive to do something. But you don't want just gaslighting and just empty promises and just trying to fill us with words. And we go, see, we got these great guys. They always talk to us. They're telling us we're going to win the league. Everyone just be calm. Why is everyone? It's kind of in the middle, man. It's kind of in the middle. I don't like too much, but I don't like too little.
It was a good story about that kind of affirmation stuff, because I'm a bit like you. I'm a bit like, well, I'm not sure how much I kind of buy into it. Yeah. But there was a good story with former Manchester United goalkeeper Dean Henderson. I don't know if you saw this, whereby he used to finish off for years. I think going back to like 2020, maybe even before that, used to end his social media posts with 3 emojis that said "soon on top," like "soon on top." That's what he used to say. And then he said every time, soon on top. And then when he won the FA Cup this year, he just changed it to "on top." So basically, he had been saying for years, and after every post, after everything, always "soon on top." I'll get there one day. I'll get to the top one day. I'll get to the top.
Oh, because he won the FA Cup.
And then because he's won the FA Cup, he's like, "on top. I'm on top now." I just kept saying it to myself every time, and you go, "Fair play," And
that's the thing. You people need that kind of stuff, man. I don't.
Like you said, sometimes you do, and I do. This is like what we're talking about with the transfers in general. You know, when we were saying about, we failed at every transfer, so because we failed every transfer, let's just not bother. Basically, when we were like, let's fold the club. There's no point then, is there? You know what I mean? There's because it's going to go wrong. We're going to lose. So what's the point? You've got to keep going, haven't you? As bad as it is, like last season, and this is why I know a lot of people want to dwell on last season and want to sort of reflect on last season, but it is in the past now, and all you can do is just go forward, didn't you? And just go, yeah, it was crap. It was shit. But can't do anything about it now. Can do something about the future. Can do something about that. So got to try. You know what I mean? You have to try, because if you got to the point where
you just give up,
willing
you don't
to try
do
anymore, and you give up, then there is no
You're
point
done.
in even participating at that point.
Yeah. So it's not
obviously
our aim, because we're so far away from it. We kind of forget that our aim is to win the Premier League. Our aim is to win the Champions League. We're a million miles off it. You see PSG and you think, my God, if we ever had to play them, forget them, just anyone in the Champions League, we're toast. Even if it was back in the Europa League again, you wouldn't back us to win it. But, but that is, if we keep talking about returning back to what we were and what we need to be, that is it. Back to winning the biggest and best club trophies that there are to win. So that should always remain the goal. It has to. But that's the long-term goal. Short-term goal can't be to win the Premier League. Not because you shouldn't try, but because if you're being realistic, this is where you have to be realistic. That is too big of a jump for us to do right now. Evidently, it would be almost, you can't say impossible in football, but you have to say almost. You have to say that is almost impossible for Man United to win the Premier League. I know you say Leicester, that 5,000 to 1. That's why it's 5,000 to 1 and not impossible. There's always an odds, isn't there? Like in sport, because you got to leave that margin. But we're probably about 5,000 to 1 to win the Premier League. So you have to have that as the long term. But in the short to mid, you have to do the things that get you back to the long term.
I can only speak from my own experience. So in the last, it was nearly like a year now or whatever, I've lost like 7 or 8 stone in a year. That was my intention. Crazy. My aim was to do that around this time last year, because I remember talking to you about it. But like a month in, and if you haven't lost 7 or 8 stone, you don't go, "Well, I'm never going to lose it." Then you go, "Well, no, it's going to take time." You have to reflect on what you've done within that period of time. And go, "Well, my short-term goal is to do this." And if I can see myself, and this is when it goes back to results and performances. If you can see yourself, you're on the right path, and you're going, I know I'm trending in the right direction, then that's good enough. That's good enough, because then you can see the direction that you're going in. You know you're going towards that goal. So it's the same with United in the Premier League. Right now, may I win the Premier League? No chance. Me run a marathon tomorrow? No chance. But if I keep trying and I keep a little step by step, trying to get there, as long as I'm heading in the right direction, that's good. You know, that's good. So for United this season, that's what it will be. Will be just, are we heading in the right direction? Clearly. We're we weren't last season. If this season, you know, like I said, we do get in the top 6, top 7, or we're playing better football, you know, and we're get beaten, and these performances more consistent, then you go, I tell you what, I think you're heading in the right direction. But it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen overnight. That's why it's in 2028. The only problem is even that you go, how realistic is that as a time frame, as a long-term goal?
Even that seems a bit. Should break it.
Yeah, but a lot can change in 3 years, I suppose. A lot can change in 3 years.
A lot could change. Can we just say as well, not that he wants it, but Owen did just casually just drop in. He dropped, what did he say? 7 stone, 7 to 8 stone.
I think it's closer to 8 now.
Like, that is insane. And the Americans are in the chat saying, "Hey, wait, what's that? What stone? How much stone is that? Is that 50 kg? That's a lot going on there."
I don't know in pounds. 8 stone to pounds. I think it must be 112. There you go.
Right, what's that in kg in Kevin Gary's?
In Kevin Gary's, pounds to stone. 112. Oh no, in Kevin Gary's, sorry. Is 50. Yeah, about over 50, close to 51.
You lost 50 lots of kg. You know what I'm
50
saying?
Yeah, 50 Kevin Gary's, yeah.
50 Kevin Gary's, bro. You lost 50 kg in a year. So there you go, man. Owen just casually dropped that in. But, you know, the perfect example of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do need to lock in and do that. But just, hand claps in the chat, because that is, we've all seen it and said, you can tell already, like, look. But big up, man. Claps in the chat. Big up to Owen, man. Super chats as well.
Optimum works, mate. Works, mate.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. It does. It does work. Red Baron City should be Amanor. Owen, please ban KG from promoting 25, 26 Kev coins. Is he going to have Kev coins? Is he on that?
I've seen on some videos on his channel that it's a whole thing. Kev coins, yeah. So I don't know.
No, I think you should. I think you should, because it's a new seat. They got to be spent. You could misspend them, or you can spend them really well. That's how the Kev coins. I like it.
I hope that the actual coins get made.
Yeah, you should just fucking them out. Merchandise.
Exactly.
You actually pay for real life stuff, real currency.
Yeah.
Ivor says United fans don't learn. Evident in this window. How can you give players nicknames before they've even played 5 games? What? Because we're saying in Wems and Booms. Is that what you mean?
It's part of the fun, isn't it?
Part of the fun, exactly. Red Baron says, "Are you doing KG coins this year?" That's what we just spoke about. I think he is.
I'll speak to him. I'm sure on a future Trinity they will probably happen.
Yeah. Amanor says, Owen, if the manager does beat Fulham and Burnley.
I hope so. We should.
Yeah, exactly. Dwayne says 21 and 28 is coming, guys. Trust me. Always positive, Dwayne. Kun says if it'd be the board, we're players, what position?
If the board members were players, what position would Sir Jim, Omar, Wilcox, and Pavel play an Amorim system? Bloody hell.
I've got no idea, mate.
Hey, Sir Jim, he's run a marathon. Maybe he'd be that midfielder, just engine.
Maybe wing back, innit? You can run.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Omar just puts the little sprinkle. Now, Pavel just puts the sprinkles on top, put him in a 10.
Yeah.
Wilcox, bit of heavy lifting. Youngsters start the process, centre back. Don't know.
Still no striker.
Yeah. Don't know, mate. Don't know. They'll all be on the bench. How about that?
Can one play and goal instead of Onana? Seriously.
Exactly. Right now.
Yeah.
Red Baron says, gone through bad depression, assuming like others, but one thing that makes you stuck in ruts is reflecting on the past and not looking forward. Exactly that. And to transfer, big up to you, Red Baron, in terms of going through that and looking forward on a personal and life. That's exactly. And to put it to football, it's exactly why the club can't just be like, well, we finished 15th. Oh my God, we do. You better get acting and look forward. And that's,
you learn, but you don't dwell. That's the difference, isn't it? You learn, you go, all right, why did that happen? How did that happen? But you don't dwell on that. You go, it's not going to happen again. I'm going to try.
So I always say, my saying is, you never lose, you only learn. Dwayne says, we're going to win the league before Arsenal. Possible. That's possible. So he says, it seems Chelsea pays for the fixtures. I don't know. I haven't seen theirs. I've all the other teams got like really easy starts. I don't know. Hold on, wait a minute. And Amanor says that question: how many games do you reckon Mount and Shaw will play? Do you reckon Mount is like fit now? Do you think this will be it? Do you think he can go on a little bit of a run? Or Luke Shaw definitely not. But because it was so crap last year, we forgot that Mason Mount went on a decent little run.
He didn't get injured. I mean, it looks like Ruben Amorim likes him, I suppose. I still don't. But it's wild, isn't it? 3 seasons in, we're going, right, is he going to play games now?
Exactly.
That is kind of nuts, isn't it? But well, depending on who we bring in, like MWK360 is saying there, if you've got Cunha and Mbeumo starting,
then you bring it. That's it, Mason Mount. No, but that's why Mason Mount was doing all right for the back end. He didn't start too many games, did he? He started the final, but all the lead up to that was just coming on 60th minute. Starting here or there.
If he's a rotation, so we're saying then like rotation, some games, then he's 250k a week, Fleck.
Oh, he shouldn't be. We need to stop that immediately. But with the situation we're in where nobody's going to buy him, you have to now it's about how do you get some use out of him? And the answer to that is we can't sell him now. Nobody's going to buy Mason Mount. There's no point even talking about it. So we have to pay him. So how do we use him? And the best way to use him is going to be in that rotational side because he's not going to start all the games. But Amorim does love him, so you never know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we shall see. Right. Where are we at for likes before we get into Sancho? We are at 429 with over 1,600 people watching live as well. So please do smash a like on the video. Let's get to 750. We're on 429. Yeah, we can do better. We can do better, I promise you. Right. What are we saying about Sancho exit latest? Because there was a little bit yesterday.
And there's a bit this morning. No, there's a bit this morning on Jadon Sancho, Fleck, and it's kind of what we were saying. Fabrizio Romano says Manchester United will give priority to selling Jadon Sancho on a permanent deal before opening doors to loans. Napoli are among clubs keen, but not intention to pay his current salary early stages, and more clubs are in the race. So more clubs are in the race for Jadon Sancho, such as Napoli. Gianluca Damasio once again saying Napoli are continuing to do the work to sign Jadon Sancho, but Manchester United's asking price for him remains high. But critically, the key bit here, Flex, is that first sentence there when it goes, Man United's priority. They're giving priority to sell Sancho, but they will open the door for loans, which is what we were saying yesterday about Sancho, about Rashford, those deals that are more complex because they've got those big wages that they're not going to want to drop. It's going to start off with, we'll try and get you out permanently. We'll try and get you out permanently. We'll try and give you out permanently. But there's already been this concession there that some of them are going to have to be loans, actually. And that can mean that they drag on till late in the window, like it did last year. Sancho's loan could be confirmed late August. Rashford, once he genuinely gets it through his head that he's not going to Barcelona, like the Barca thing's not happening. And then, I don't know if he then thinks, maybe I can be reintegrated. And Ruben goes, no. Then it's going to be a case once again of, do you go back out on loan? And if so, where do you go back out on loan? You've got a World Cup that you want to be involved in. If you're not going to be involved at United, you've got to go to a league and a club that you're going to play, but also it's to a threshold that Thomas Tuchel likes too. So those loans are a very real thing. And it's just like we were saying Monday, I suppose. This is kind of what Marcel was sort of saying too, isn't it? Going, well, if you do have to go down the route of loans, just make sure you do the work and due diligence that you're going to get the money. You're going to get, it's an obligation without any of those weird clauses like the Sancho one last time. But this is when you have to be careful about they're going to be going, because we don't know if they're going to be going.
No. And I think what will happen is, made up my mind. Hopefully I'm proved wrong and it's better than what I've forecast. I think Sancho and Rashford will be loans again with some form of obligations. And I think Anthony and Garnacho will be permanent. That's what I think will happen. I think Rasmus stays. I think Onana stays. They're the main four, isn't it?
Yeah. So that sort of war kitty doesn't really look very kitty-ish, does it?
No. And I think, because I just cannot see where Rashford goes. I can't. Obviously, things have to open up as the window, so it'll be something that's not been spoken about now because nothing's been spoken about. Yeah. But I think he'll go on loan somewhere else to buy more time. Again, he's not going to walk away from them wages. Neither is Sancho. It's the whole reason why he didn't agree to go to Chelsea. So I think like Napoli on loan or Dortmund on loan, obligation for 20 million. And hopefully they've learnt their lesson about what the penalty is, so we don't end up back with him. But then no, he'd leave on a free, innit? Next year,
Sancho,
that'll be him done.
Has he got an option?
Well, unless they trigger the option though. But then that's where you're getting into
the risk.
Oh, but wait, but you trigger. No, they're going to have to trigger it if they want to put an option, because then he can just go on a free.
Yeah, exactly.
So Man United, fucking hell. If we don't sell him, I've just realised this now. If we don't sell Sancho permanently now, we're going to have to trigger that option.
Well, I suppose it depends, doesn't it? To anything, I mean, this is as we found out. As we found out with the Sancho thing last time, is anything can be negotiated and figured out, right? I remember when David Raya, before he went to Arsenal, and he was alone with an obligation, but he had a year left. He had to agree to a new contract, a year extension at Brentford first.
Yeah, but he gets on well with them.
Exactly, but it might be a situation whereby, we'll agree a new contract for 6 months.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But like I said last time, Ridwan said it there, and I said this is the problem. If you trigger it and then he doesn't leave for whatever reason, you then have to pay another year's wages at that rate and sign up to that. It's crazy. But at the same time, if we want a transfer fee for him after loaning him,
high. Yeah, it's not
we have to make sure he's got a year left.
Yeah. Oh, well, if you want to sign permanently now, that transfer fee is not going to be very high. And also he's not willing to back down on his wages. That is when you would have to, I suppose, someone's got to bend the knee there, haven't they? And who's it going to be?
We might just have to, again, when you say take your licks and sins of the past, in order to just move on, you might have to just send him on loan and then he walks away for free at the end of the thing.
Yeah.
Horrendous, because we spent 70, but there's no point trying to, again, like we just spoke about, look backwards and, oh my God, how disgusting is that we bought Sancho for 77 million after chasing him for 6 summers?
Small fee that's added on there. You know what I mean? A bit like with the Trent situation when with Liverpool, where he was going to go there on a free, but you get maybe, all right, we'll give you, if we make it permanent, you get 5 million, which we could have got him for free, but that's kind of like good faith. You know what I mean?
But
it could be something like that. And then with the Rashford one, I suppose as long as he hears someone in a circle basically telling him that Barca's a possibility, then he'll just keep going out on loan over and over again until he thinks it could happen. It's not going to happen this summer, and it did happen in January. So,
like Cosmo said, it's already 73 million down the drain. It already has been that. Owen said it yesterday. Yeah. He's been disillusioned for 3 years. Even when he was at the club, it's been shit. It's been directionless. Sorry, it's been terrible. And then then he's had 2 loans. 2 loans, none of them secured permanent to actually reignite your career. Back in limbo, haven't got a proper home, coming and going, just filling in, just ticking. Do you know what I mean? Just ticking over until this contract runs down.
Chelsea paid to take him back.
Yeah.
They paid.
Yeah, but they tried within their wage structure, but he said no.
Yeah, but I just don't know if there's other situations where that's been a thing. You know what I mean? Here you go. We'll give you some money to have him back. Bloody hell. You know what I mean?
It's been a total disaster. So because it's been a total disaster, the chances are, let's be real, if we're just looking at the evidence that's happened so far, the evidence so far suggests that he's too difficult to secure a move. Dortmund
Why are you trying to salvage something from an unsalvageable situation? There's no logic.
You know what? The more I'm thinking about it, unless we can, obviously I'll take it. Now it's like a take anything this summer. If someone offers 17 million, 15 million. Just say
something.
Just say, you know what? Just say and whatever has to come out of it. If we have to pay him 5 million in wages.
What is his book value at the moment? Out of curiosity, people know that. But then I suppose that you're saying that it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter,
if you're taking a loss of 5 million, let's say his book value now is 25 million, and someone goes, "We'll give you 15." You go, "Okay, 10 million loss."
His new book value is whatever team is willing to pay, because no one can afford him. So whatever book value says on paper with transfer market, or he should actually equate to this because of it, that's all gone out the window. His stock has fallen. He has fallen out of favor at Man United. Man United don't want him. He doesn't want Man United. Whoever put something down on the table, we have to just try and not help them, because we've got our own financial problems. But we have to try and find a way to go, right, it's 15 million. What happens with that? We have to give him 5 to get him out as well. So we only really get 10 out of it. Just fucking do it, man. Just you know what I mean? You have to. Because now the more I'm thinking about it, it's true. What we're going to do, loan him out then, like you say, you can't loan him out and make anyone have an obligation or option because he can walk for free next year. So then you have to trigger. Trigger means guaranteed you're getting your money of 220k a week. Even if you get sold that next year, it has to be accounted for. That's just stupid. Let him go. Let him go, man.
Yeah. And let's be honest, what a shame as well. I mean, he's still a young guy. I mean, how old is he? He's 25 years old, so his career's far from over or anything. But this was a guy who's, 20, 21 years old. He's putting up, some of the biggest assist numbers that they'd seen in the Bundesliga in a season. And for where it's gone to over the last 4 or 5 years is incredibly disappointing, isn't it? Incredibly, just from a football perspective, as an England fan, I remember hearing and seeing him at Dortmund thinking, bloody hell, this guy's going to tear it up for England and in the Premier League, and it's just not happened, which is, again, a massive disappointment. But I agree with you. I think out of those 4 that you mentioned, Garnacho, Antony, Rashford, Sancho, I do think I don't see any of them playing for United next season.
I'm Malacia.
But out of those 4 wingers that you mentioned, I don't see any of them playing for United. We don't need that big squad next season. So someone said the other day, we need depth. We don't actually need depth this season. We're only playing in 3 competitions, playing once a week.
It's a chance to have a smaller squad, stabilise, and then you go big again the next summer.
Exactly. So I would agree. I think Rashford and Sancho, as of right now, looks like they end up going out on loan. Again, I couldn't tell you to who or where. Garnacho, I still think Garnacho will eventually leave.
He'll get a permanent.
All of that chatter about him maybe going to Napoli and stuff has cooled down a little bit. I wouldn't be shocked if we do get into sort of late July, early August, and a Premier League team gets towards the end of the window and they sort of go, actually, we didn't get this target. Garnacho's available. Let's go get him. I think that one will happen. And then, like you said, Antony, just because he did do well in that loan spell across Europe, I think United. There'll be people that want Antony now. Yeah,
there is.
Yeah,
in Europe, there's I think already, and it just shows you in it again what we talk about environment when we was having that thing about McTominay yesterday. The principle still, there's that finding the level and also the principle of just tough at United. He was down as someone the worst pound for pound. Ever can't do anything, and he's gone to Betis, and you go, well, he could do something in the right environment, in the right club. And Betis think, actually, we want him. He's passionate. He's run up and down. He's scoring goals, getting assists. Perfect for what we're trying to do. So if we can get a little 25 million out of Betis for him, perfect.
Best Leverkusen. They're just getting they've just got 130 million off Liverpool. What I mean? More, for Frimpong and Wirtz. So
they've got money.
Go.
And where they couldn't afford Garnacho. You know what I mean? That price bracket comes down with Antony.
What's the criteria for Erik ten Hag to sign a player? Are they Dutch? Yes, we'll sign him. Have I worked with him before? Yes, we'll sign him. That's the two. That's the two. We've got quite a few of them at our club. So Eric, no problem. Come, go get Antony or Garnacho or Onana. Not an issue. Bring him in. You've got the money. He's got the war chest this summer. It's kind of mad, isn't it? Think about one of the biggest criticisms of Erik ten Hag's tenure at United is the amount of money that was spent on players. And I get that, that wasn't totally Eric's fault, blah, blah, blah. But he had a big hand in it. And now he's gone to Leverkusen on the back of their most successful spell ever, with winning the league with Xabi Alonso, getting to Europa League final, etc. And now he's got a shitload of money he can spend.
Loads. That's another walkie.
That could go over really well. And like you said, you just go, like with the players, that's just a United thing. He is that Ten Hag that was at Ajax, or get very wrong and be like, don't give this guy money. Don't give this guy money. That is the danger. So I'm very curious to see how that plays out.
I'll be watching with a keen eye to see how Eric does, because I do want him to do well. I don't hate him. He just didn't work and he had to go.
He speaks very good German, by the way. He speaks really good German. And that was always a big issue was communication was always a bit of a problem for him. So
Xhaka and Ten Hag, who thought we'd see that?
Well, they think Xhaka might end up leaving, didn't they?
Is he leaving?
Possibly might go like AC Milan or something like that.
Okay. That's perhaps, a Xhaka move, isn't it? Yeah. Amina says that, we read that one already. Dwayne says Leach will come back to go crazy. Those passes. What about Leach? I forgot. I'll be like,
he's got a fringe. He's got a fringe now.
Has he got a fringe? Yeah, man. It's I mean, because he's been out a long time, man. That's a lot. And I just, that I worry for him, Jeff. It's been so long and that's such a significant injury. And he's had a couple of significant injuries now to different parts as well. Maybe Kenny was on something. Hopefully
Kenny,
he's not.
I tell you what, Kenny, he got
We've
a lot of
ripped
shit
Kenny
when
for
he
that.
said that.
Yeah.
He got a lot of shit. We were like, no, Kenny, just. And no, look, the injuries have been unlucky. In fairness, you know what I mean.
They have been very unlucky.
Foot caught in the ground. Someone fell on his leg when he did it. When he did his knee. How did that happen? It just went, didn't it? Did his knee just go that time?
Yeah, it just went. Was it again? Is at home against Palace? We lost 2-0.
But
someone in the chat will know exactly what game it is. You're not sick.
The first couple ones were contact ones. I don't think this one was a contact one. But
no, it wasn't.
Yeah, Kenny. But and that's the worry, because that is when you go, oh, your body breaking down, a bit of overcompensation.
We need the Kenny and Marcel show, mate.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Like,
that is blockbuster.
Ty and Claude, God rest his soul.
That would be something like that.
West Ham Kufal fell on him, but that's not this one, is it?
That wasn't this one. No,
he came back from this one. This is a different one.
Yeah.
This is a different one. I remember that. Palace, he got injured. I think it was Palace. And he was crying. He was like, oh, no, not again.
And to be fair, it wasn't the biggest Martinez fan as well.
No. I had some
terrible defending.
That's what you say all the time.
And actually, last season, last season, he I was critical of it. Like, he was bad in 1v1s and he weren't at it. And then actually what was annoying is in the lead up for when he got injured,
started to get better. Yeah,
he started to get better. He got some, he scored it at Liverpool. He got the assist over the top for against Man City. He scored at Fulham. Like, he was starting to come into it. I goes, right, this is the Martinez that we need to see. Yeah. So it's going to take him. So even him coming back, man, it's going to take him a while. We're going to see a lot of Lenny Yoro at left centre back. Hopefully Aiden Heaven at left centre back whilst he gets back to full fitness, because he's been out a hell of a long time. I don't even think will he be able to travel to tour? Probably not. They said he could come back in like September, innit?
Maybe, yeah.
Or did they say back for the beginning of the season?
It'll be fairly close. It'll be fairly close, I think.
What was the latest? What was that thing? Someone said something about that.
Martinez injury. He sustained a cruciate ligament injury. That was on the 6th of Feb. So that was, and usually they say what? Cruciate's about 9 months-ish? Maybe a bit longer than that.
He did it in Feb. When? 6th of Feb?
Early Feb. So probably start of the season probably a bit too much, maybe a little bit too much.
So it's only been 5 months now.
I tell you what is though, if you want to learn some good stuff about cruciate ligament, there's a video 100%. On the channel with Dr. Andre, and I tell you what, that is good. That is good. That clip went viral on social media. On Instagram, it's got some ridiculous number of views. Because Dr. Andre explains it literally perfectly. I didn't know how they actually did it, but
it's mad, isn't it? How they taking
it from your hamstring or your hamstring or patella, and then make a new and that's a tendon, and it turns a tendon into a ligament by scarring over, and that's what takes the amount of time. It's not actually the procedure; it's the recovery of turning a tendon into a ligament. Okay, that's what it is. And sends him into a ligament.
So Andre, mate, he'll make you feel like you could have the most significant life-threatening thing happening, but you talk to him, you go, "I'm going to be all right."
There you go.
He's got that.
Oh, you think you're in Flex's case? You think you're a doctor afterwards? You go, I understand. I understand it perfectly now. Okay.
Bro, I am a junior DR, bro. 100%. I am in training. This is me starting my 7 years training. I feel like I know so much just from doing those videos with Dr. Andre, which are great, man. So but Leach coming back, I did forget about that, but we still got to be really patient, Dwayne. It's gonna be a long time. Dwayne also says that these guys could get in at left wing for Bayern, Ghana too. But Sancho, he might go Bundesliga, might go Bayern Leverkusen.
Maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Well, actually, no, he didn't have the best.
Eric, no, he's not going to buy Leverkusen.
No, he definitely isn't going there. Absolutely not. No. But Garnacho, yes, but the money. Craig says we may see Cunha and Bruma at striker to fit Mount in at 10. Listen, man, I do think we could see stuff like that. Eminem says issue with Barca is they're relaxed with Rashford due to his situation. United lack leverage 100%. I reckon it's a loan with option at the end of the window. But if they get Nico Williams, then I can't see them getting Rashford as well. Can't see that.
Well, they don't need to get Rashford, do they? That's the other part of it as well. They're not like there's teams crying out for it. I mean, you know, look at the forward players. They've got Yamal, Rafinha. You know, all right, aren't they?
Yeah,
because even the thing of the pursuit of Williams, I think it was Yamal on like Instagram or something like that, was kind of sort of.
Is he pushing it? He's like, come on, bro, let's go.
And a lot of people going, if I'm Rafinha, I'm going, you taking the piss, mate?
Yeah, but now, Rafinha's the captain, isn't it? He's still playing.
But still, I'd be like, man, people will tip me for Ballon d'Or. Now you want to replace me with Nico Williams just because you're friends and you play for Spain together.
Nah, it's levels, man. Not levels, because like I said, Rafinha's better than him now. But like, like for the team, they'll just be like Rafinha go to the 10 or something. Like they'll just be formidable, bro. Like that's a proper Barca move to try and get the future of Spain playing on both wings. They just got them locked in.
Well, and it's a very Barca move, isn't it? Of like, you know, who's your key player? It's Yamal. Who does he want to play with? You know, it's like with Ronaldo, I want to play with Benzema. All right, we'll get Benzema. It is, you know what I mean? Or Messi, I like Suarez as my friend. All right, no problem. That's why he's up into Miami now. He can't even walk, but no problem. I like playing with Suarez.
He's something else, man. He's still only 17, bro. Yeah. 17. Jesus, man. I was watching Vitinha again the other day. He's just so good, man.
I tell you what, PSG in that game against Athletic Madrid,
they're so
that Club World Cup is so weird at the moment, isn't it? Because some games like that, you go, "Oh, tell you what, PSG, Athletic, I tell you what, that's a good game, Madrid. I'm interested in that." Or a couple of other games, like I was watching Dortmund versus Fluminense last night, and actually it was more competitive than I thought. 0-0, no goals, but I thought, oh, actually, this is too bad. And then you get one of the games, I forget what it was. There might have been like 1,000 people there in the stadium. Of like,
I think you're going to get that. You're going to get that. And some of the times, like it's in the middle of the day when people are at work and stuff, it's not great. But I think as it goes on, I think it will become, because when you get like PSG against Chelsea, or, you know, Inter have to play Man City, or Man City have to play not Liverpool.
Like today, 8:00, Real Madrid versus Al Hilal. Now that will be a game to watch.
You want to go see what's going on. That's what I'm saying. There's stuff, you know what I mean? Real Madrid have to play PSG will be great. You know, there's once it starts getting into those types of games.
Out of the group stage,
Even some of the South American teams though, man, like you say, Fluminense and that, you know, it's just there's some good South American teams that actually. So I kind of took it back. So I was just like, that Auckland team can't be in it ever again. What's the point in this? Like 10-0, that's something needs to be done. But the pushback from the panels, it's like, you know what, Flex? It's for everyone, and it's like the World Cup. If you qualify, you get licks.
Yeah,
some man get licks.
You sometimes get down the World Cup. Someone plays there for the first time, don't they? And you go, bloody hell. You know, everyone starts smashing them like 7 or 8-0. Sometimes that's the way that it goes, isn't it? I suppose. But I'm looking forward to Real Madrid, Al Hilal. It'll be interesting to see how the Saudi teams do. You know, they tried to bring in pretty much everyone for that for this Club World Cup. They didn't manage to bring anyone, but Simone Inzaghi's the coach, so see if he can do a madness against Real Madrid. Yeah. We shall see. Exactly. Right. Big up, everybody. We got to 584 likes. We can get to 650 on the way out. You should have got to 750, but we'll let you off. Scan and subscribe right there. Football Flex. Another video going out later on to this morning, so check that out. Make sure you subscribe, of course, to UV Clips as well. It's right there. And Owen Wrestle News 36555. And everybody who comes on this channel and is part of the UV family. All their links in the video description. It's always there. And UV merch. Get your merch as well. Ready for the summer. Get your t-shirts, man. Get ready. Yeah. Like your hat. Get your caps. Exactly. Yeah, you know. There you go. So, big up to every single one of you. We are out of here. Flexing KG show tonight at 7 p.m. That will be live as well. 7 p.m. And if there's any breaking news throughout the day, we will bring it to you as well. Take care, people. I'm out of here. We're out of here. Peace.